All right, the watch list for Friday. Now, as I said in a video last night, after vacation, you step away from the market for a few days. You start to think, I guess, a little more clearly. The whole can't see the forest for the trees thing. And I thought to myself when I got back from vacation, what have I maybe, where have I maybe misplaced focus, or where does it make more sense to put my focus? And the obvious answer, after being away from the market for a few days, and I literally haven't been away from the market, I don't think, one day this year up until this past week. So it was sort of mind clearing, if you will. But the main thing to me that's glaringly obvious is that you really need to focus on, if you're a day trader, and that's what I am, you really need to give all your focus to intraday moves, okay? So you can still look at daily charts and find stuff that maybe will have passion tomorrow based on, the charts overnight or the charts at the end of day. But my watch lists are going to be smaller because the team in the chat room does such a great job at finding stuff in the morning and then as the day's unfolding, in the pre-market and then as the day's unfolding, that will give tradable events. That's way more important than the daily chart to me, okay? So you're going to see smaller watch lists and really just more of a focus on the first few hours in the morning, make our money and be done for the day, all right? So anyway, I'm just trying to explain why my watch lists are going to be smaller. And I've got 5 on the list for tomorrow. MBLY had earnings, gapped up, and then just sold off all day. I actually had a couple decent long bounce trades in this thing today. It did bounce in mid-October, let's try that again, off the 42.5 area. So that, I've got a line there, and that's certainly an area I'll be looking. I don't know if it's going to get there tomorrow, but I still think on an intraday or on a short-term basis, it is oversold. So I am thinking bounce on this one in the next day or two. FOLD. This one's pretty interesting. Let's see right here. You can see it's got clear resistance, right around $7. But it gapped down. Let me get my arrow going here. After this pop about 4 or 5 days ago, you can see it gapped down and then closed strong. Attempted the next day to run up and then ended up closing at its lows. And then today, right back up to that area again. So this one is really pushing that $7 area and up over these recent highs. Could get a nice pop. So I like this setup. Let's see, today's high was 705. Yesterday's high, 705. A couple days before that, 710. The high's back here, 708. So, I'm going to say 712-ish if it gets there. Could make a move up to test this, the 763 area. So anyway, Fold is on watch tomorrow. Loco, we had a really nice trade in this one today, which is on the wrap-up video on YouTube. You can find that. I'm not going to go into it now. Really nice trade. Actually, 2 nice trades in it. If I gave 2 different entries throughout the day, both of them worked really nicely. Anyway, the fact that this was on bounce watch going into today, because it was getting ahead of itself to the downside, and I had a line drawn there too at this August low, well, it gapped down below that. And when something's already down 3, 4, 5 days in a row and starting to get fast to the downside, and then you get a gap down, I'm almost always thinking long, all right? So people try to short the gap down and it runs. So we had some nice long trades in that one today, and it closed okay. It didn't close near its highs, but this is on long watch tomorrow, and the thinking behind it is that today put in its low. When I say low, I mean near-term low, and it's going to maybe come back up and test some of these recent, trading ranges. So that's the thing. And you see nice over 10 million shares today. So it's just on long watch tomorrow. And again, the theory is that today was a short-term to medium-term low. TRUE, pretty clearly defined breakout area if it can get there. 60-minute candles. So it looks like up around 1850. This one could get a nice move. So that's the area I'll be looking to go long, 1850-ish. And then Urban, URBN, this is a weird one. Because you had the gap down here, and then it started to climb back up, and probably on earnings here, gap down again. It's been climbing ever since. But it's done a lot of trading in this $30 to $32 range. And now in one day, it goes from from 29.5 almost up to that 32 area. So I'm kind of leaning, if you get up around 32, maybe for a possible short. That's a big move in a short period of time for that stock. But I don't love that one. It's just on watch. So there's my 5. And like I said, throughout the day, we'll find stuff that are getting what we call shape and volume, and get some nice trades off of those. It's generally a smart thing to do. Something that's getting intraday passion. That's where it's, I don't want to say easy money. Never want to say easy money trading. But that's where you're not sticking your neck out for the algos and the HFTs to hack you apart. When you get big volume and shape. I love shape downside into support, upside shape into resistance. Those plays can give really nice reversal trades, and that's kind of where my focus is throughout the day as well. All right, I'm going to quit babbling, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's Friday, so I'll probably put out a follow-up video Friday or Saturday. And keep in mind, next week is a short week. We've got Thanksgiving next week, so volume's probably going to start trailing off here. So keep that in mind when trading. Always cut your position size down when we're around a holiday. All right? I'm done. Have a good night.